My name is Rax King. I'm so excited to be joining y'all for the reading to celebrate my dear friend Jamie Hood's book, How to Be a Good Girl, which I obviously pre-ordered the second I even heard that it existed. So I'm just gonna be reading a few poems for y'all. This one is called Hatzala. He asked me, would I like to live deliciously? And I said, actually, man, I'm good. When I say good, I mean done. Like I'm done comparing cum to sacrament. Like I'm done trying things I won't like. Done, like done. I can't cure the condition of an earth shared with other people. Think about all 8 billion of us, and no wonder some folks load the toilet paper roll the wrong way. No wonder some tongues wreck. No wonder momentum is the most important thing. I am unkind 50 efficient times a day. Make it 100. Make it that grandma I shoulder checked to catch my Q train. Forget till the next grandma, the next Q train, the next earth. The night is young, so quick, let's fuck her. Wishbone her legs till they break lucky. The prettiest any girl can be is too young to know. Even you, girl, even the moon. Emergency can just be like, help, the song is losing its magic. Help, I forgot to cry over a gray hair. I did not architect the world, and the guy that did forgot the black box, the emergency exit. Help, help, help. Thank you. I never know what to do for something like a Zoom reading or whatever when, normally when you're reading poems out loud, you're doing it in front of people and they clap, and now I'm just in the room with my hedgehog and he would just as soon I stop talking. So, this next poem is called Lush and Koidish. That's a Yiddish term for words in Yiddish that come from Hebrew and Aramaic roots, so y'all learned something today. I'm told I'm a sorry excuse for a fuck, and I think, slugger, at least I'm a fuck. Pussy's melted gold that has no mold to fit its excess. Of late I can avert my eyes, nowhere they won't just need averting again. So, how goes it? How should it go, this ossification of live slut? My sky's plugged in upside down, I can't heaven. My eyes for a dying tongue, I can't die. These are the grab-asseries that gum up my ears, while my mouth is at the Trefa factory. Heard distorted, but heard. I'd like the mojo that leads a goddess to fling a drink in the face of a man, but I just pillow up my lap, say, come tell mama, sugar, come. Thank you for your attention again. Those last two poems, Hatzala appeared in Bedfellows, and Lush and Koidish appeared in Best Buds, if you have a burning desire to read them. This is called Divorce 1. I say octopuses, but you argue for octopi, and who could believe we'd wrestle years this way, in the fungal dark, secret as a truffle forage? I say we're both wrong. You say wrongness needs an audience, otherwise what makes it wrong? It is a fucking sea creature, so stop thinking about how much you're thinking about it. Stop thinking about me thinking about it. Then, son of a bitch, the dark, the forage, the hogs in their waffling pursuits, and you never cared for truffles till you heard what people pay for them. Fools, I called them. Men of taste, you said. Pedantically, wrongness does need an audience. You knew. You can have that one if you still want it. And me, I wholly roll it, octopuses, octopuses, until sun becomes moon, becomes sun, becomes the grave. Thanks. Okay, this is a poem that I wrote when I was real sad and on the clock also, so it's a fun little wage theft poem. It's obviously the best kind. It's called On the Carousel. I mount my horse on the carousel. Easy on the carousel to get stuck, trapped. The thing is gentle, the music wheedles. On the carousel, what I see loops, circles around me, or no, sorry, I'm what loops. Easy to forget the way of things on the carousel. I see the same people every loop, the same trees and kids and rides. Boring. On the carousel, though, the dull is perfected, as cozy as freezing to death, here on the carousel. I pass you again. Oh, say it, Rax, you idiot. Yes, I am on the carousel, and you are off, and my horse plods your way off beat each time, thinking, really stupid, him again? Oh man, I can't say how much I wish this was happening in person. I miss Jamie so much. Oh, Jamie, you're gonna watch this, so I could just tell you I miss you so much. This is my job at the cake factory. 1. Nobody needs cake. Cake abounds. 2. When it's time for cake, you are no longer hungry. It is common to force cake down and feel worse for the eating. 3. You don't feel happy unless you get cake, but after you have cake, you feel bad. Note, every kind of bad, spiritual and physical. 4. When you work at the cake factory, you eat a lot of cake with people you might not otherwise choose to eat cake with, because it's your job. You make it fun. They think they're buying some irreplaceable part of you, and your job is to sell them only cake. The cake, they think, is incidental. They think they could have cake anywhere, and maybe they could. Yours is the cake they should believe is best. 5. When they leave you, they shouldn't believe they only had cake, but they should have only had cake. 6. You will feel funny. You love cake. Your customers are all right. Why not sell them cake? It's a win-win. 7. You regret to recognize that having cake recreationally rather than at the cake factory has begun to feel like taking your work home with you. You are revolted, you realize, by cake. 9. People who don't work at the cake factory think it must be the simplest thing in the world to sell cake. It takes no skill. Cake sells itself by virtue of being wanted. Everybody loves cake. You cut back further on cake as if protesting something. 10. Your coworkers at the cake factory nod with vigor when you explain that you feel closed off, cold, hungrier than ever for cake, but simultaneously repulsed by it. You don't know whether this makes you feel better or worse. 11. Your cake is the finest in town, the envy of bakers, the power and the glory. You are supposed to feel roused by this knowledge. You feel only tired. You feel only tired. Incidentally, I'm real sorry if y'all can hear the traffic outside my window. It's like one of those autumn days where it's pretty warm outside, but the heat is still on, so the only way to have it be bearable is to have my window cranked the fuck open. And motorcycles keep going by, so if you can hear them, consider it poetic ambiance. Okay, I got one more. This is, they throw girls in jail for that, you know. And it's going to be in the upcoming Bedfellows anthology, along with Hatzala, which I read first. I was suckling a pear and trying not to violate too much halakha, but come on, you know? What is the juiciest fruit? What cream is richest? I want to be your best, or your worst, as long as I'm the most. My legs don't bend that way, but for you, I am willing to break them. For only you, I am swampy. I am old growth and sugarcane. I would do anything for you as long as it's useless. I would drink a finger, drink a fist, a foot, a thigh. Aproned and becoming, I disobey the limits of my sex. Somewhere a man of the house occupies his chair, while somewhere I lose a boot. You could find it if you wanted to, tumbled wanton before your feet, wherever they are. All right, thank you so much for having me, Jamie. I'm so excited to read your book. So excited to see what the other readers do, and yeah, I hope to see everybody in person again someday.